I always love it when they tell me I'm hot because that's exactly what Sean said down the line. And yes, the mics are hot. We are hot out here at Dangerous Minds Brewing in Pompano. Come on out and join us for every single road broadcast this season. Alex Dono by my side. Dono, right now it's 0-0, and I gotta say, the boys have done a really good job here considering all of the adversity.
InterMiami set the tone early in this match, Big O. Phil Neville had said during the week, despite a lot of absences, he wasn't going to change his approach, and they didn't change the approach. They had a couple of dangerous scoring chances within the first 15 minutes. You had Lewis Morgan, after a dangerous cross by Jay Chapman, nearly scored the opening goal. Morgan had a big cross to Chapman, who nearly got his first shot past Joe Willis. So InterMiami were lively early on. You had some dangerous chances for Nashville as well. The tide turned a little bit towards Nashville SC later on in the first half, but you know, I thought John McCarthy has done a really nice job in goal for InterMiami, and it's not only, similar conversation to last week, it's not only about the saves and the stops you make, but it's about cutting up, cutting off crosses, being aggressive when you have someone on a breakaway. He did a nice job against a dribble after Randall Leal had a perfect feed to Mukhtar. McCarthy came out and forced the shot wide, so he's done really, really well. So InterMiami are right there in this game,
I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Again, considering everything, we talked about it, and I know it almost sounds like a defeatist attitude because we say we would be happy with a draw, but when you consider everything going on right now, they are at least in this game, and the pressure builds on Nashville into the second half because Miami's not supposed to win. Miami's not even supposed to get a draw in this game.
Right.
For Nashville, this is supposed to be a W for them. So the pressure builds on them, and if Miami can get a goal in this game, that really puts them in a really difficult corner.
And I wonder if Nashville changed their approach in the second half because they weren't pressing a whole lot, right? I mean, there was a certain point later in the first half when InterMiami were pinned inside their own half, but that was really due to some self-inflicted mistakes, some turnovers, misplayed passes. But when InterMiami is on the ball in their own half, I don't see Nashville pressing a whole lot and trying to win it back high. They're really respecting InterMiami. They don't want to get beaten on the counter. So I wonder if, as they get more desperate in the second half, if they start playing more aggressive because of that. And, if they do that, that can mean more openings for InterMiami. Because if they can beat them on the rush, on the counter, that could be how InterMiami get their first goal.
All right, let's get into it. Let's get into our scoreboard and stats. Break it down, baby.
Well, so looking at the stats in this game so far, Big O, no goal scorers just yet here for InterMiami, but the most dangerous opportunities came off of the feet of Lewis Morgan and Jay Chapman in that first half. Nashville have had 57% of the possession so far. They've doubled up InterMiami's shot attempts at 6-3. InterMiami, though, have had double the shots on target at 2-1. So you could argue the more dangerous chances have been had for InterMiami so far. Both teams with 4 fouls apiece. Nashville, the only yellow card so far. No red cards in this game. InterMiami have been offside once. InterMiami have had 2 corner kicks to 1. And Nashville, Joe Willis and net, been forced to make 2 saves to John McCarthy's 1.
All right, when we come back on the other side, it's our corner kick segment with Chris Whittingham. Right now it's 0-0 in between InterMiami CF and Nashville SC. We'll take a break. We're coming to you live from Dangerous Minds Brewing in Pompano. You are listening to InterMiami CF football right here on OnSideRadio.com.
Scoreless here at halftime between InterMiami and Nashville SC in Nashville. Alex Dono alongside Chris Whittingham, the voice of InterMiami. So, Chris, we talked so much about it pregame. The makeshift attack InterMiami had to employ today did create a couple of nice scoring chances early in that half, courtesy of Jay Chapman and Lewis Morgan. What have been your takeaways on the attack so far? And if you're Phil Neville, Chris, what should the approach be in the second half looking for the opening goal?
Are you satisfied right now? Because at least it looks like the effort is there. The guys are hanging in there, considering all the adversity. I think we should be happy as a fan base right now in this first half. Looking forward to the second half call. Chris Whittingham, the voice of InterMiami football. Thank you, Chris. You got it, baby. All right, let's get into a little bit of the lineup changes. All right, Donald, what do you think? He couldn't answer the question. Chris Whittingham, I don't know how you're going to answer this question. I mean, listen, they're limited right now with what they can do, what he can go to on the bench. But he might have to call on somebody on the bench.
Well, and let's not forget you're even more limited since Nico Figal came up with a knock in the warm-ups. He was originally going to start at right back, and Kevin Leerdam instead got the start there, so he might have been an option on the bench. I'm curious to see if the 17-year-old Edison Ascona may get a chance to play as an attacking substitute, because really, if we get to the late stages of the game, if it's 0-0, they may go conservative. If InterMiami find themselves down a goal, you may try and throw everything but the kitchen sink at Nashville. So that's one to watch out for, O.
Well, get ready. The second half of action is coming your way, of course, from Nissan Stadium, as Nashville SC is hosting InterMiami CF right here on the InterMiami CF Radio Network.